Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker
Leena
is
Nandan,
IAS, Secretary, Department of Consumer Affairs, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Government of India. Mrs. Leena Nandan, IAS, has served as District Magistrate in 4 districts, Managing Director, UP Tourism Corporation, and Joint Secretary, Ministry of Tourism. Prior to joining as Secretary in the Department of Consumer Affairs, she was Joint Secretary, Additional Secretary, and then Special Secretary, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. A Master's in Development Management from the Asian Institute of Management, Manila, she has written 2 books, How to Placate an Angry Naga, Finding One's Feet in the IAS, which was co-authored with her husband, Shri Jivesh Nandan. The other is a work of fiction titled 10 Days. Ladies and gentlemen, the Secretary, Department of Consumer Affairs, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Government of India, Mrs. Leena Nandan, IAS.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In today's COVID times, this is an unusual experience to be talking to a whole range of listeners and speakers and yet not be able to see who we are addressing. That notwithstanding, I'm very happy to see that the list of speakers and the panelists for this conference comprises not only the farmer organizations and industry, but also research institutions and a host of experts in the entire range of activities that encompass the pulse sector. When we talk about pulses, India is one of the leading consumers of pulses. We produce it in large quantities, though not sufficient, to meet the needs of a growing population and to meet the highly diverse food preferences of this very vast and incredibly unique and diverse country. When we look at pulses, there is a whole range of pulses that we are talking about, be it lentils or chickpea or gram or pigeon pea, you name it, and there is some part of the country that is hugely inclined towards consuming this particular variety of pulse. But not only do we consume pulses in our daily diets, and pulses, mind you, are extremely nutritious, very important for every age group, for every class of consumer, but particularly important for vegetarians who are in large numbers in our country. So it is well accepted and understood, and I think there are no two opinion on the subject, that pulses are uniquely important for the country as a whole. What is also very unique about pulses is that they lend themselves to a lot of diversification, a lot of value addition. And that is why, especially in the cases of pulses like moong and chana, there is so much of value addition that is possible, which is why it is very heartening to see that this conference and the various panels that have been put together also include so many people from different industries who know exactly what is the potential to add value and to, in fact, in some cases, even change the nature of the particular pulse. Because we know all about the sweets that can be made and the savories and snacks that can be made, even along with the daily consumption as part of our staple diet. We have come a long way from the years of pulses scarcity, and today we have in some cases, in some years, have had bumper production of pulses, increase going to more than 250 lakh metric tons. But in some years, there has also been a slump in the production, and there has been naturally a lot of price volatility. That is because pulses occupy this unique place in the entire food basket and are very price sensitive. So the government has tried, on the one hand, to improve the different types of seeds so that they are faster growing varieties, and these varieties consume less of water and also contribute to the environment because of their ability to do nitrogen fixation. And we have also, while improving the productivity and the total production, tried to focus on a stable supply side so that through the creation of buffer stock of pulses, we would be able to handle the unforeseen demands that could be generated. And one very prime example of this is the way we were able to reach out and distribute vast quantities of pulses, 15 lakh metric ton, no less, to around 80 crore National Food Security Act beneficiary households. 80 crore people of around 20 crore households were given these pulses free of cost for a period of 8 months last year, from April up till November. And these were variety of pulses. So in the first phase of the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, whatever were the preferences of the particular state, and they were incredibly diverse, all those pulses were provided to all the state governments. And in the next phase of the program, which was seamlessly from July up to November, it was chana, whole chana, that was distributed to all the states. So this is only because of the fact that we had this large quantity of pulse buffer which was available with us. And we propose to continue to maintain this buffer. This year, in fact, when I say this year, I mean for the forthcoming 21-22, we have asked the Agriculture Department to procure 10 lakh metric ton of pulses for us from the farmers and farmer FPOs across the country. And we hope to be procuring lentils and tur, as well as urad, and all of these, and gram, all of these would be procured and maintained in our PSF buffer. We've been able to utilize the PSF buffer, not just for the PMGKY, which I mentioned, and under the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme for the migrant worker households, but we've also been able to use this buffer stock for the state governments and their welfare programs. We reached out to all the states, and I am very happy to say that we got an extremely good response from the state governments. So we've been able to provide the pulses from our buffer stock according to the preferences of the state. So some of them have lifted tur dal, some have taken chana, some have taken urad and moong. And we propose to continue the engagement with the states so that there is an assurance that these pulses are procured, they are available, and they will be utilized for taking care of the welfare programs under the ICDS and the midday meal. The Pulses program, in fact, is one which involves all the stakeholders. So we look at, of course, the farmers who are the key stakeholder. We procure from the farmers through the farmer FPOs, and then we are able to maintain it and dispose of it through the OMS. So the trade is able to take through open market sales. They're able to take large quantities and utilize them to send it across the country for retail sale, as well as to supply the industry. And then we also reach out through the state governments to the masses who would be benefited under the welfare programs. So therefore, every stakeholder is involved in this entire range of activities which the Department of Consumer Affairs is managing. And an essential component of our activities, apart from, of course, maintaining the price stabilization fund, one of the integral activities that have been assigned to us is to continuously monitor the price scenario so that we are able to find out what is the price behavior, where is it increasing, where is it going down, what do we need to do in terms of policy interventions, what do we need to do to flag the concerns that we have, so that the balancing of interests of all the stakeholders, the farmers, the consumers, the industry, all these interests are balanced and taken care of through a macro policy approach. And the one interesting element which I was looking at when I was studying the program of this conference and the various panels that have been constituted is that you will be looking at the pulse scenario for next year. So we would be extremely keen to see what is the trade estimate, what is the feedback from the farmers, and what is the total conclusion that this conference comes to in terms of the production forecast and the scenario for next year. Naturally, very closely interlinked with this prediction and this analysis would be the kind of policy decisions that we would take regarding export, import, release of pulses from the buffer, supply to the states. So naturally, the deliberations of this conference would be extremely important and relevant to us. And therefore, I know that you have already had some interaction already with the Agriculture Department, and you would be putting together those inputs and taking them into account when you come out with your final recommendations at the conclusion of this seminar. What I would also like to emphasize is that today we are looking at better management of our agricultural produce. We are looking at better post-harvest facility creation, better value addition opportunities being created, so that we are able to utilize this produce that has so much of versatility inherent in the crop. And we are able to tap this versatility by making sure that there are avenues for proper storage, proper maintenance of the produce so that its shelf life can be prolonged. And we are also able to get the value addition that is again so important for the overall economic development of our country. I think such interactions with a range of stakeholders are extremely important, and I congratulate the IPGA for having got a very wide range of participants. And I find that there is going to be discussion with NAFED, and I hope that the Agri Infrastructure Fund, which is something again very important and very closely connected with what I said, better post-harvest management and supply chain facilities. I hope those aspects are also discussed and debated. The buffer stock creation, we would be transferring pulses from the PSS. We would also be procuring directly from the farmers to build up our buffer for this year. So NAFED is our agency, and your interaction with NAFED, I'm sure, would throw up a lot of key issues that might arise in the discussion stage. The challenge as I see it is how to continuously improve the kind of varieties that we are using, the kind of quality of seeds that we are using. How do we get in better cropping practices and agricultural practices so that the production side and the post-harvest management side, all of them are very well integrated, and therefore we minimize the wastages, we minimize the losses, and we are able to tap the full potential of the variety of pulses that our country grows. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me to this World Pulses Day event. And I look forward to interacting with you, to hearing from you whatever the outcome of the deliberations, and then taking them forward in the best manner from the perspective of specific policy and project level interventions that the government can bring in. Thank you, and I wish you all a very, very good conference, a very fruitful and interactive and meaningful conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nandan. I am Pradeep Ghorpade, the Chief Executive Officer of India Pulses and Grains Association. Ma'am, first of all, thank you very much for taking time out from your schedule to speak to us today. Ma'am, I had one question that just comes to mind is WHO recommends a per capita consumption of about 80 grams for pulses, whereas India's consumption is, I think, around 38 or 40 grams per day. Ma'am, are there any specific plans or any specific programs being drawn up which will help boost this consumption? I mean, the buffer stock, the PSS, all these schemes are there. But in terms of, let's say, if I can call it a last mile connectivity between the availability of the pulses and the affordability and consumption of the pulses, that's a gap which I think needs to be addressed quite critically. And does the ministry or the department have a program that's chalked out wherein even the private sector can step in and support in any which way? Is there something of that in the pipeline or on the drawing boards right now?
So one very key aspect of augmenting the nutrition component is how do we reach out to those weak and vulnerable sections of society. And that is where we are using our buffer stock and providing pulses at the MSP or the DRP, whichever is lower, to the state governments for their ICDS, which is basically the Anganwadis, as well as for the midday meal programs, which are for the school-going children. So that is certainly a program that we are coordinating with the Women and Child and School Education Department. and on the one hand, and with the state governments on the other. And that is the one area in which we have been using our buffer stock. For instance, the tur. When the prices of tur started increasing in the last few months of the last calendar year, we came out with this retail intervention mechanism, which was a new concept that we developed, where the entire costs have been taken on by the central government. The pulses are being provided at the MSP or DRP, and entire transportation logistics costs are also absorbed by the central government, so that the pulses are provided in retail packs of ½ kilo and 1 kilo to the consumers at a very, very low rate for them to be able to simply purchase it in the PDS shops or in the cooperative shops run by the state government, or even the dairy and marketing, horticulture marketing outlets of the state government. So that is a direct retail intervention for the affordability of consumers. That is something very new which we introduced in September last year, September 2020 to be precise. And immediately there was an offtake by the states of in smaller quantities for urad and moong, but a significant quantity for tur. And many states took up this opportunity. And along with the retail supply in ½ kilo, 1 kilo packs, which was taken by the states, larger bulk quantities were supplied to the states, and they are continuing even as we speak at this highly subsidized cost, so that they are able to provide it to the school-going children and the Anganwadis and improve the nutritious component. The third part of what I'm saying is the affordability. So apart from the buffer stock itself being made, available to the states and to the consumers at large, we are also looking at continuously augmenting the availability, because when you augment the supplies, that's when the prices also would become of an affordable nature, and therefore the average consumer would be able to simply go and buy the pulses of his or her choice and afford to pay for them. So that is why we talk about this continuous monitoring of the price scenario, and hand in hand with the monitoring of prices is OMS disposal. So we disposed of 2 lakh metric ton of tur from our buffer stock in again the last 2-3 months, and that has greatly augmented the availability, and you will see the tur prices have gone down as a result. So the retail intervention and the OMS disposal has added to the net availability of tur in the country. Similarly, whenever it is required to augment the supplies through a more pragmatic import-export policy, that is also something that we work on. And that is how we are continuously trying to look at the supply and the demand side, in a holistic manner.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the information, and thank you very much once again, ma'am, for taking time out and speaking to us today.